Hello, this is Robert Polinick, the owner of Brutal Iron Gym. I'm standing behind the camera right now so I can show you the piece of equipment we're about to be used. What we're going to use it for, the red table right there, is called a reverse hyperextension. What we're going to be doing is a variation for the lower back. It's to help rehab the lower back, help strengthen it after like an injury, or if you notice it's a weak area on your body. So you can see down below there, the weights are placed on the pendulum. So I'm just using 25-pound plates for this example. That's plenty of weight. That's actually what I use in my normal workouts. So the idea of this exercise isn't to overload the muscle to the point where you're going to cause further injury. It's just to help kind of stretch the muscle out and promote good blood flow. So the strap you'll see there is what we're going to be placing around our ankles. So you'll be facing towards the machine, so the strap will actually go on the back side of your ankles. It's going to go above your heels, kind of underneath your calves, kind of in that dead space on your lower leg. So again, I'm going to kind of zoom out here so you can see the machine as a whole, and now I'm going to kind of position myself over here so that way I can show you how the exercise is done. Okay, so hopefully I got this right, so that way I'll actually be in the frame. Let's find out. Okay, there I am. I think my head's still in this thing, so hopefully I'm not cut off. But so what we're going to do here is I have an ab mat set up on here, so this helps to raise the torso. So if we have the hips higher than normal, that'll actually allow us to stretch the lower back and place more emphasis into that area, which is the point of the exercise. So what I'm going to do is, you can't see this, but I'm putting my feet into the strap. I'm going to kind of position it to where it's up on my, like I said, the back side of my calf. So kind of that lower spot right above your heel. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my upper body, put it onto the table. And the point of the whole exercise is I'm going to be using my lower back to try to lift my legs, which will in turn lift this weight. So it's kind of like a weighted exercise, so a weighted lift for the lower back. So what I want to do is try to get my legs up. I'm not trying to get my feet higher than my hips. Actually, you want them maybe slightly below the hips. So you want your legs extended, but not having your feet higher than your hips. So what this does, it keeps the emphasis in the lower back. So then what I want to do is once I have the weight lifted, I then want to kind of relax and release the tension in the lower back and let the weight kind of pull my lower back open. And that allows, like we said, kind of a stretching of any tight muscles. And that actually allows and kind of promotes for fluid to be pushed in and out, which helps, like I said, kind of relieve and kind of repair the muscle. So like if the muscle's been really tight, it hasn't had good blood flow, that's what this exercise is to help with. And also if the muscle's weak, this is kind of like an isolation for the exercise, so you can work specifically on it without involving other muscles. So go ahead and get into position. So again, my ankles are on the strap. I'm going to go ahead and step up in here, put my belly up on the pad. I want to brace myself against the handles. So I'm going to go ahead and let my hips kind of hang down towards the floor. So then, like I said, I'm going to try to generate some force through my lower back, trying to lift my legs, and then let it swing back down towards the bottom. So it's a passive, aggressive kind of movement. I know I just got up on there. So what I mean by that is you're going to actively fire the muscle to the top, then passively kind of let it be stretched, but under control, and then fire back up. So nothing about this movement is really actually very ballistic or kind of like carefree. Yeah, you do want to be kind of under control of the movement the whole time. So this does take practice to get, so if you don't get it right away, just keep trying it and you'll get better at it. Okay, so step up into position, let my lower back round. I'm going to go ahead and raise, release, raise, release, raise, release, raise, release. There you go. So, kind of hard to talk as I'm doing that. So, but the whole time I'm trying to fire through my lower back, try not to use a lot of other muscles. You maybe could see that as I was kind of letting my lower back round, I also let my upper back kind of relax a little bit. That gets a little bit of a better stretch. Then as I fire my hips, I kind of fire my upper back a little bit to kind of straighten out to get a better contraction. So go ahead and do a couple more reps so you can kind of see how it's done. So again, I get up in position, belly on the pad. So I want to kind of release everything. Fire up, release. There you go. So the whole time I want to try to, like I said, keep the focus in my lower back. So normally with this exercise we try sets of 10. To start out with, the person can do maybe 1 set if that's the best they can do. They work up to 3 sets of 10. Then they want to try to increase their reps. Maybe 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 15, up to 3 sets of 20. Once they can do 3 sets of 20 with a given weight, as long as they're still doing it with good form and using muscular contraction to raise the weight rather than momentum, we will go ahead and increase weight. So again, once they work up to 3 sets of 20, if good form, they can go ahead and increase the weight from there. So again, the idea of this exercise though is not to move the most amount of weight as possible. It's to allow lower back flexion and contractions, that way you can promote good blood flow and to help target that specific muscle and not allow other muscles to get involved. So there you go, that's the reverse hyperextension with focus on the lower back.